Hello, I'd like to provide a summary of one of Dickinson's poems, poem 216. Why I've chosen this poem is because this poem comes from an interesting perspective in terms of its narrative voice. The voice of the poem comes from the perspective of the dead. And we've seen already in the Romantics that the voice of the poem can come from very unusual sources. Say, Blake presents a whole theology in his poems from the perspective of a child. Dickinson goes one further and provides perspective from the perspective of a corpse in a hearse, which is, I think, something she does quite interestingly. Okay, so poem 216. Safe in their alabaster chambers, untouched by morning and untouched by noon, sleep the meek members of the resurrection, rafter of satin and roof of stone. Light laughs the breeze in her castle above them, babbles the bee in the stolid ear, pipe the sweet birds in ignorant cadence. Ah, what sagacity perished here. So I think that's quite interesting. They're safe in the alabaster chambers. A rafter of satin, a roof of stone. So the dead person, the corpse, contained within inside a coffin, being buried. And that voice, that perspective, and almost making, seeing something of beauty out of this morbid vision, which I think is quite interesting. There's a strong aspect of morbidity and sort of gothic sort of imagery in all her poems, and the way she plays with beauty and images of death, and she can turn a beautiful image, say the image of a bird, feeding on a worm, a bird in a garden, and turn that into kind of something horrific. Say poem 328. A bird came down the walk, he did not know I saw. He bit an angel worm in half and ate the fellow raw. And then he drank the dew from a convenient glass, and then hopped sideways to a wall to let a beetle pass, and glanced with rapid eyes that hurried all around. They looked like frightened beads. I thought he stirred his velvet head. Like one in danger, cautious, I offered him a crumb, and he unrolled his feathers and rowed him softer home. Then oars divide the ocean, to silver for a stream, or butterflies of banks of noon leap flashes as they swim. So the way she sees the world is very, very unique. She has a strong naturalistic bent. She spent a lot of time studying nature, particularly in school as well. So she has that naturalism that's common to the American poets, particularly also in Whitman. But then she sees something. She can see something morbid and horrid in that, in nature, and then at the same time in things that are kind of horrid, like death. She finds beauty in it. So I think that's something to look out for. That interplay in her poems. Okay.